not the king of lions, and not the lightning-fast cheetah either. Out in the wild and unforgiving lands of Africa, it is these plant-eating giants with their massive horns that stand as the lesser-known icons. Stay tuned until the very end to find out which name rises to the top among. Top 13 African antelope giants and their deadliest horns. The very first name is the Nyala, also known as the lowland Nyala, native to southern Africa. They stand about 109 to 110 centimeters at the shoulder, with a body and head length ranging from 135 to 195 centimeters. The average weight of males falls between 98 to 140 kilograms, often reaching up to nearly 125 kilograms. Horns appear only in males, with a distinctive spiral shape marked by one or two clear twists, ending in a pale yellow tip. Horn length ranges from 60 to 84 centimeters, used as a way to establish rank among males during their contests for dominance within the herd. Slightly larger than the Nyala is the black wildebeest, standing on average about 1.2 meters at the shoulder. Their weight ranges from 160 to 205 kilograms, with some individuals reaching up to 290 kilograms under ideal conditions. Unlike their more well-known relative, the blue wildebeest, which also appears on this list, the black wildebeest is less familiar to many. One of the most recognizable features of this species is its long tail, measuring between 80 and 100 centimeters, bright white like a horse's tail, setting it apart from the blue wildebeest, which has a black tail. Once widespread across South Africa, Eswatini, and Lesotho, the black wildebeest was nearly hunted out of existence in Lesotho and Eswatini during the 9th century. Later, thanks to reintroduction efforts from captive populations, the species has been partially restored and today is found mainly in wildlife reserves and game farms in southern Africa. They have also been reintroduced to certain areas such as Namibia and Kenya. Both males and females grow horns which curve forward in a hook-like shape. Female horns are shorter, slimmer, and less curved. In adult males, the horn bases broaden and flatten, forming a natural shield that protects the skull during territorial disputes. Horns can reach a maximum length of up to 78 centimeters. Black wildebeest are able to keep their body temperature stable within a narrow range, despite major environmental fluctuations. They also possess an impressive sense of orientation based on solar radiation, an important adaptation in hot and dry environments where shade is scarce. When threatened, they often rely on their speed to make an escape. Black wildebeest can reach speeds of up to 80 kilometers per hour and maintain them over long distances. Their muscular system is built primarily from fast-twitch fibers, combined with efficient oxygen use. This speed makes them the third fastest antelope on the continent, just behind Thompson's gazelle and the springbok. Next is the hartebeest, also known as Congoni or Kaama. Adults stand between 1 and 1.22 meters tall and can weigh up to 200 kilograms. They live in large herds, with numbers ranging from a few dozen to more than 300 individuals. When environmental conditions are favorable, these herds may gather into temporary groups of hundreds, a pattern often seen during the rainy season or when food sources are plentiful. With their tall frame, long legs, and short neck, hartebeest are built for swift and efficient movement across dry grasslands, semi-deserts, and wide-open plains. Both males and females grow horns, but their shapes vary greatly among subspecies and individuals. Some have relatively short horns with wide bases that curve backward. Others grow horns that rise close together at the base, arch outward, and then curve inward at the tips, creating a shape resembling an upright lyre. This is why they are called hartebeest, a name adapted from the Dutch settlers, who thought their horns looked like a heart or carried the rugged strength of a buffalo. Hartebeest originated in East Africa, but today are spread widely across the continent. with a range extending from the savannas of the Horn of Africa to the open grasslands of Central and West Africa. The species is divided into 8 main subspecies. Among them, the bugle hartebeest, once found in North Africa, was lost around 1923 due to overhunting. The Lelwell hartebeest and Swain's hartebeest are currently considered endangered. The Tora hartebeest is listed as critically endangered. The next representative comes from the arid deserts of North Africa, the scimitar oryx, also known as the Sahara oryx. They are slightly larger than the hartebeest, reaching up to 1.25 meters in height and weighing as much as 210 kilograms. This species is famous for its strikingly long, curved horns. Found in both males and females, the horns sweep gracefully backward, resembling a sword or a crescent moon, and can grow as long as 125 centimeters. However, they are slender and can break easily. Because of this unique feature, the scimitar oryx is believed to have inspired ancient legends of the unicorn. These antelopes can survive for months without directly drinking water, drawing the moisture they need from the plants they consume. Their kidneys are specially adapted to maximize water reabsorption and minimize loss through urination. In addition, to prevent water loss through sweating, their bodies can tolerate an internal temperature rise of up to 46.5 degrees Celsius. Their white coat reflects sunlight, helping them deflect heat while reducing the amount absorbed through the skin. The scimitar oryx was domesticated as far back as ancient Egypt and later appeared in the arenas and animal reserves of the Roman Empire. By the late 1980s, however, the last wild populations were declared lost from nature, the result of uncontrolled hunting, habitat loss, and climate shifts. Even so, international conservation programs have maintained strong captive populations, particularly on wildlife ranches in Texas and in artificial reserves in the United Arab Emirates. Building on this foundation, a large-scale reintroduction project has been launched to restore the scimitar oryx to semi-wild conditions in the Wadi Rimeh Wadi Akim Wildlife Reserve in central Chad. As of 2023, after nearly 2 decades of effort, the wild population has rebounded to around 600 individuals, a remarkable milestone in the conservation story of the species. The next name is likely quite familiar to you, the sable antelope. Often regarded as one of Africa's largest antelopes, it ranges from East Africa down to the southern part of the continent. Adult males can stand as tall as 140 centimeters at the shoulder, with an average weight of about 235 kilograms. Under ideal conditions, some individuals may reach up to 270 kilograms. Both males and females grow horns, but they are especially developed in adult males, reaching lengths of up to 1.2 meters. Dominant males can possess horns stretching as long as 1.6 meters. These horns curve sharply backward in a crescent, or scythe-like shape, ridged at the base, but smooth and sharp at the tips. The species is classified into 4 subspecies. The most notable among them is the giant sable antelope, a national symbol of Angola. This subspecies stands out for its larger size, deep black coat, and extraordinarily long horns, which can exceed 165 centimeters. It is one of the rarest antelope populations in the world, currently listed as critically endangered, with fewer than 250 mature individuals remaining in the restricted Miombo woodlands and transitional savannas of Angola. The sable antelope is considered a specialized grazer. It shows a strong preference for high-quality perennial grasses that grow in secondary grasslands, low-lying areas, or zones renewed by periodic burns. During the dry season, when grasses are scarce, it can switch to browsing leaves and herbs. Remarkably, the species has even been observed gnawing on animal bones to compensate for phosphorus deficiency, a vital mineral for the growth of bones and horns. Standing at an average height of 1.2 meters and weighing up to 240 kilograms, the gemsbok is the next name on the list. Also known as the South African oryx, it is the largest species within the oryx genus. They carry an impressive pair of horns, measuring between 90 and 94 centimeters in males. Both males and females grow long, straight horns, which can make it difficult to tell them apart just by appearance. When defending themselves or competing for dominance within the herd, gemsbok often thrust their horns upward or sweep them across the shoulders of their rivals. The skin around their neck and shoulders can be as thick as 15 millimeters, offering protection against heavy blows during horn clashes. In moments of extreme pressure, they will not hesitate to confront a threat and can inflict serious injury or even overcome an opponent with their sharp horns. Their coat ranges from golden brown to pale grayish brown. A rare genetic variation, known as the golden oryx, replaces the dark markings on the body with bright golden shades. Gemsbok primarily inhabit vast deserts and semi-deserts, especially in southern Africa. They can tolerate body temperatures rising up to 45 degrees Celsius without damaging vital organs. A specialized blood vessel network called the carotid retive functions as a natural cooling system. Air passing through the nasal passages cools the blood by evaporation, before it flows directly to the brain, allowing the central nervous system to remain stable even under extreme environmental heat. Slightly larger is the waterbuck, one of the biggest and most recognizable antelopes of sub-Saharan Africa. They stand around 1.2 meters tall, with some records noting heights of up to 136 centimeters. Their weight, however, is particularly notable, reaching as much as 300 kilograms. Horns are found only in males, growing to about 100 centimeters long. They play a key role in contests between males, whether for territory or the chance to mate, and can also serve as weapons for defense against predators when needed. True to their name, waterbuck are closely tied to aquatic habitats, rivers, lakes, seasonal floodplains, or streamside marshes. They rarely venture far from water, as their bodies are not well suited to arid environments, and they rely on a steady water supply for thermoregulation and for digesting fibrous foods. Their survival strategy is also strongly shaped by water. When threatened, instead of running into open ground, waterbuck often retreat into shallow water or conceal themselves in reeds, places where many predators such as lions or leopards hesitate to follow, since they dislike getting wet. In many cases, waterbuck will keep only their noses above the surface, an effective form of camouflage in their natural surroundings. Another remarkable trait is their ability to secrete an oily substance with a strong odor from skin glands, especially around the neck and forequarters. This oil acts as a waterproof coating, helping their coats dry quickly after getting wet, while also serving as a passive defense through its unpleasant smell. The scent can carry several hundred meters, and in African folklore, it gave rise to the belief that waterbuck meat was inedible because of the odor. In reality, this is a misconception, as waterbuck remain prey for many large predators and are also hunted by humans for both their meat and horns. More common, more famous, and larger than the black wildebeest, the blue wildebeest is the next name on this list. They stand between 140 and 152 centimeters tall, with weights reaching up to 290 kilograms. Their name comes from their silvery blue coat, which can shift in appearance from bluish gray to brownish gray depending on light and environmental conditions. The blue wildebeest is world-renowned for its central role in the largest migration on Earth, the Great Migration. Each year, millions of individuals, together with zebras, journey across the vast plains of the Serengeti in Tanzania and the Masai Mara in Kenya, following the rhythm of the rains and the renewal of vegetation. They are highly social animals, living in massive herds that may number in the thousands. The herd structure is flexible, often made up of small family groups joining together, along with territorial males and wandering individuals. Each member has a strong sense of orientation, helping maintain order even within the dense crowds. When threatened, they can react in a domino effect. A single startled individual may trigger a wave of movement throughout the entire herd in just seconds. Both males and females grow horns, which extend outward to the sides before curving slightly upward and narrowing toward the tips. In males, horn length can reach up to 80 centimeters. Unlike many other antelope species, blue wildebeest horns are smooth rather than ridged, with thick bases forming a solid shield of protection. Beyond their use in mating contests, these horns are also crucial for defense against large predators such as lions and hyenas. We are now entering the top 5 largest antelopes in Africa. The next name is the rowan antelope, which can reach a height of 160 centimeters and weigh up to 300 kilograms. Both males and females have horns, slender, ridged, and curved backward in a crescent shape. In males, the horns can grow as long as 99 centimeters. Today, the roan antelope is most common in West and Central Africa, mainly inhabiting wooded savannas and moist grasslands. They prefer areas with good vegetation cover, which helps shield their calves from detection. This species is also sensitive to overly dense grass growth and to competition with livestock or other antelope species. These factors make roan antelopes less able to thrive in regions with heavy grazing pressure or highly fragmented habitats. Ranking higher than the roan antelope is the greater kudu, which can reach a maximum height of 182 centimeters and weigh up to 315 kilograms. Despite their large size, their lean build, long legs, and powerful muscles allow them to move with agility and climb slopes with ease. One of their most remarkable traits is their outstanding ability to jump. They can effortlessly clear fences or obstacles as high as 2.4 meters. The greater kudu is widely distributed across eastern and southern Africa, most often found in open woodlands, bushy savannas, and areas with dense vegetation cover. Perhaps the most striking and easily recognizable feature of the species is the impressive spiral horns, found only in males. These horns grow in a unique twisting pattern, forming 2 to 3 distinct spirals, and take up to 6 years to reach full development. Horn length typically ranges from 100 to 140 centimeters, though in some cases they can exceed 178 centimeters. One record documented a male with horns measuring 176 centimeters. During the breeding season, horn clashes occur through a ritualized behavior of locking and pushing, a natural code of conduct that helps prevent serious injury. The top 3 spot belongs to the bongo, which can reach heights of up to 1.4 meters and weigh as much as 450 kilograms. It is the largest forest-dwelling antelope in Africa, found mainly in the tropical forests of Central and West Africa. A few individuals also survive in the highland forests of Kenya, where rugged terrain and dense vegetation form a natural curtain that hides their fragile existence. Both males and females have upward pointing horns. These horns range from 75 to 99 centimeters in length, with a maximum of about 1 meter. Male horns are typically thicker and longer, while females have slimmer, more parallel horns. Bongos use their horns to break branches in order to reach fresh leaves high in the canopy, as well as for defensive territory and competition among males. The species is divided into 2 main subspecies. The lowland bongo, found across West and Central Africa, is listed as near threatened. The mountain bongo, however, survives only in Kenya, with fewer than 100 mature individuals remaining, and is classified as critically endangered. Their last strongholds in Kenya include Mount Kenya, the Maasai Mau Forest Complex, the Southwest Mau Forest, Iburu Forest, and the Aberdare Mountains. Larger than the bongo is the common eland, which can weigh up to 900 kilograms and stand as tall as 183 centimeters. Both males and females grow spiral horns. However, female horns are usually longer, reaching up to 70 centimeters, while male horns are thicker and sturdier, reflecting their greater role in combat and defense. The common eland is widespread across southern and eastern Africa. They live a nomadic lifestyle, forming herds that can start as small groups of 2 to 5 individuals, but may grow into dozens, and sometimes even hundreds. Under favorable conditions, these large herds can reach up to 500 individuals. In South Africa, eland are often seen alongside zebras, roan antelope, and oryx, creating a rich and dynamic ecological mix. The temperament of the common eland is generally noted as gentle. Combined with their ability to adapt to limited water availability, people in some parts of Africa once domesticated the species. Eland milk is richer in fat than cow's milk and has a longer shelf life, which made them an important resource in traditional nomadic life and early agriculture. The champion title goes to the giant eland, also known as the Lord Derby eland, or the greater eland. Not only is it the largest living antelope in Africa, but it can also be considered the largest antelope in the world. This species can weigh up to 1,000 kilograms and reach a height of 211 centimeters. The giant eland is divided into 2 main subspecies. The eastern giant eland is the larger form, with a pale sandy coat marked by about 12 vertical stripes, found mainly in Cameroon and the Central African Republic. The western giant eland is smaller, with a brighter reddish-brown coat and about 15 stripes. This subspecies is under severe threat, with only around 100 to 200 individuals remaining in the wild, mostly in Senegal. Despite their massive build, giant eland are remarkably athletic. They can reach speeds of up to 70 kilometers per hour over short distances. They are also famous for their leaping ability, able to clear obstacles higher than 2 meters even from a standing start. Both males and females grow prominent spiral horns that rise upward in a V shape. In males, horns can exceed 1 meter in length, the longest of any antelope species. These horns have long been regarded as among the most coveted trophies in hunting traditions. And that wraps up the top 13 African antelope giants. Do you agree with the order of this list? And in your opinion, what truly defines an antelope as a giant? Is it their size, their strength, or their remarkable ability to adapt? Share your thoughts in the comments, follow the channel, and turn on notifications so you won't miss even more exciting surprises in the next video.